Hey everybody, Davey here from Davey's World Fishing. It's summertime, we're getting into travel, the doors are opening back up again, we can actually get on airplanes, we can go places to fish. So let's talk about assembling your travel rods. Now I've done several videos in the past on the Nomad series travel rods from Okuma. Today I just want to show you a little bit on the assembly. Now Okuma, on their travel rods, this is the Nomad Express. I know they've got some great new travel rods coming out for ICAST 2021, it's June now, so a month from now we're going to be able to take a look at those new rods. They're awesome, by the way. But let's take a look at these Nomad. This is the Nomad Express. Swim bait rod happens to be what I have in my hand. But let's take a look at some assembly. Now on the Nomad series, on all the Okuma rods, they actually use what's called a European Spiggot Ferrule. Now a European Spiggot Ferrule is actually really long, and it goes quite a ways into the next section of the rod, giving it a true one-piece feel, a real solid connection. But there's something you should know when you're putting those together. One thing is it's not gonna butt all the way up to the next section there, so it looks a little bit odd. For instance, this is the butt section of the rod. I'm gonna put it right into the next section there. You can see how far that goes in there. You're looking at about 3 inches that it's gonna go in. Goes all the way into there. But if you notice, there's still a gap right here. That's very common on the European Spiggot Ferrule rods. Okuma's not the only one to use these, but they use it on, I think, just about all of their travel rods. I think maybe the SSTs is the only exception, but that's gonna be very common. That's that. The next section up there, you can see the same thing. That one goes in about, say, 2.5 inches, but it also does not butt all the way up to the edge of the rod there. Now the reason of that is as these rods, cold weather, warm weather, they'll expand and contract a little bit in that carbon fiber, and that way you're not going to get any kind of cracking or fraying as it's coming through on those European Spiggot Ferrules. So like I said, it does look odd, but the one thing you do not want to do is try to jam that all the way up so that those two pieces touch. In fact, Okuma used to put a little spacer in there, and it was just a little decorative spacer, just so people, when you see it visually, it doesn't look odd, and you really try to just cram that dude together. And that's where a lot of your braking is going to be. People will take these and they'll bang them on the ground trying to get that wedged in together. Once you do that, you got a one-piece rod. You don't have to no longer have a travel multiple-piece rod. But that's the European Spiggot Ferrule. Very common in travel rods, very common in Okuma's travel rods, especially in the new Voyager series that's coming out. Great rods, true one-piece feel, but just make sure when you're putting these things together that you don't cram that all the way in there. It's not gonna butt all the way up like that. It's gonna have a space. It might look odd visually, but that's the way it's meant to be. So don't cram it in there. When Okuma gets called for warranty issues, that's generally what it is you see someone really tried to do that. They'll work it in there, they'll grab pliers, they do all kinds of crazy things out there if you don't know what you're looking for. So I'm just trying to make this video so you know that this is common. You'll see this on most travel rods, and that gives it that real true one-piece feel there. A lot of times on other travel rods is that it'll just go in a little bit. It'll go in like, that far kind of thing, and then you only have that much of a blank within your rod. Now when that happens, it can be a little bit weaker. They're still strong because you have the reinforced wraps and everything else like that. But when you can actually get in there a full 3 inches, then you got nice and secure. That goes all the way up to about there, and that's overlapping. That's very strong overlap there. That just really secure on the travel stuff there. Anyhow, I just wanted to share that little tip with you when you're looking at that. Very common. That's what you're looking for. But I appreciate y'all checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below and subscribe to Davey's World Fishing. As soon as I get my hands on those new Voyager rods, I'm going to show them off to you. See you soon.